That's incredible. If you are a fan of Joseph Parker, and he's almost an adopted Brit, so he does have a lot of fans and will have on Saturday night, I guess you have to be slightly concerned that he's only had 4 minutes of action in, what, nearly 15, 16 months. Whereas his best run, the run that we just showed you on the screen, he was active and he was busy. Is that a problem?
I think it could be. I mean, he's not the youngest guy in the world anymore, so momentum's important for all these guys. I think any boxer always wants to be fighting. They want to be busy. At least 2 fights a year when you're fighting at 10 or 12 round level. But Joe hasn't been able to get the fights through. I mean, not through the want of trying. He's happy to fight anybody. And even this fight, like against Wardley, like we said, I don't think he needs to take this fight. So you have to give him so much credit for actually taking it.
Let's have a look at the tail of the tape. I want to, sort of, if we can, spot out a few different things that make this very interesting. One of the things that stands out straight away is the knockout percentage.
Yeah.
But again, you have to caveat, and you were right. Look at Joseph Parker's fault. You're not going to knock out the top dogs all the time. He's still there. What other things stand out for you there? You're looking at that, Carl? Maybe the notable wins. I mean, they are standout names.
Notable wins. I mean, you look at the notable wins for Joe Parker, and they're not really comparable. Fabio's, but I mean, again, he's someone who hasn't had an amateur background, has kind of been learning the trade as he goes, and these are decent wins for him.
Yeah.
I think something a good friend of mine and yours, Chris Lloyd, made a good point, and it's something that people have forgotten about. Fabio got a lot of grief about his last performance, even though he won the fight by a knockout in the 12th round, but he was preparing for a completely different fighter in Jarrell Miller, and that's a difficult thing to do. So maybe that's something that we've all forgotten about, and we have to take that into account.
You are correct. I mean, Jarrell Miller, 100 pounds difference to Justice
Huni, completely different
and
style.
Completely doesn't move. Will stay in there and stand in there. How do you think it plays out on Saturday? I mean, it's experience against explosive power. I guess Joseph starts as a favourite, but Fabio's a live dog in there.
Fabio's a live dog because he can punch and he's dangerous. But I think that you have to have Joe Parker as the favourite. I think if Fabio gets hit with as many shots as he was hit against Huni by Joe Parker, then he's going to be in trouble, and I think he might get knocked out. But he's always in a fight. So look, like I said at the top of the show, it's very, very intriguing. I'm excited about the fight, but I mean, you would be daft not to have Joe Parker as the favourite.
All right, it's standing room only at this presser. It's a big one, isn't it? Joseph Parker versus Fabio Wardley. Again, the winner could go on to fight Alexander Usyk. Let's get the press conference underway. Let's throw down to one of the best MCs in the business, Mr. Thomas Treiber.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final press conference for All or Nothing, a great night of World Championship Boxing to be held this Saturday, October 25th from O2 Arena, London. It is all being brought to you by Frank Warren for Queensberry, in association with Platform Sports and Gold Star Promotions, along with their great sponsors. 32 Red, Unibet, Riyadh Season, The Ring, That Prize Guy, Global Next Trade, Vow Nutrition, and Flex Mize. A big thanks to those great sponsors. Well, a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, that this great event will be broadcasted live worldwide on DAZN by now at DAZN.com. Let's now welcome our press conference participants. First, Mr. Michael Ridout of DAZN. Manager of Fabio Wardley, Michael Otho. Manager of Joseph Parker, David Higgins. Mr. Spencer Brown of Gold Star Promotions. International Boxing Hall of Fame promoter, Frank Warren of Queensberry. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our main event, it will be the Big Boys of Boxing. 12 rounds scheduled for the WBO Interim Heavyweight Championship of the World. Let's now welcome the fighters. First, the challenger from Ipswich, England, undefeated with 19 wins, 1 draw, 18 of his 19 wins come by way of knockout. Ranked number 6 by Ring Magazine, let's welcome the undefeated, hard-hitting challenger, Fabio Wardley. And now let's welcome the defending champion from South Auckland, New Zealand. His professional record, 36 wins, 3 defeats, 24 of those 36 wins coming by way of knockout. Ranked number 2 by Ring Magazine, he is the former WBO World Champion. And this Saturday, the defending WBO Interim Heavyweight World Champion. Lupe Soliai, La'auli, Alemali Etoa, Joseph Parker. And now we hand things over to your host, Mr. DAZN.
Thank you very much, Thomas Schreiber. Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the final press conference ahead of the highly anticipated, highly debated, and highly significant heavyweight showdown taking place Saturday night at the O2 London. Whilst Alexander Usyk sits at the top of the division with each world title belt, behind him there is a growing queue of determined, dangerous and restless challengers, all vying for their place, vying for their spot and vying for their shot at World Championship glory. At the very front of that queue today is Joseph Parker. Ranked number 2 in the world by Ring Magazine, he is a former world heavyweight champion who has had a taste of that rarefied air at the top of the mountain. And he sits here today, hungrier than ever to get there again. But that climb to the top of the mountain is one that is fraught with danger. And on Saturday night, that danger comes in the form of the heaviest hands in the heavyweight division. Fabio Wardley has proven himself to be a one-punch knockout specialist. His ability to find a way to win in the face of what often appear to be insurmountable odds has seen him rise to recognition as Ring Magazine's number 6 ranked heavyweight and one of the most dangerous fighters walking the planet today. So you can feel it. There is a heavyweight storm brewing here in London. And whilst many would get swept away or damaged by this storm, it is in the eye of the storm that both Fabio Wardley and Joseph Parker truly come alive. And it will be in the eyes of the world that the winner on Saturday night will be most worthy of that shot at Alexander Usyk's crown. We'll be live around the world on the global home of boxing, DAZN. Ladies and gentlemen, on Saturday night for both Joseph Parker and Fabio Wardley, this is all or nothing. I'm going to get an opening word from both of the fighters before we speak to the rest of the table, managers and promoters, etc. And Joseph Parker, I want to start with an opening word from yourself, because it's actually been 7 years now since you were last world champion. 7 years you've been trying to become a 2-time world heavyweight champion. The fight is called All or Nothing, but it feels more like all or nothing for you, because it feels with a loss, it's a long way back. Give us your thoughts here heading into Saturday.
Hello everyone, good to see you all here. Thanks for making time to come to the press conference, all the media as well, Team Parker, my wife. Yeah, this is, for me, this is all or nothing really. I'm not really thinking about losing this fight. I'm going into this fight to win. And once I win, I'm going to move on to the next fight. I respect my opponent and what he's done in his career and how he's prepared for this fight, but I'm a different level, to be honest. And I'm going to show it on Saturday night.
And Joseph, just on that, that is a word that you have used in the build-up, level. You believe you're on a different level. So explain to us here, what level are you and what level is Fabio Wardley?
You'll see. You'll see on Saturday night. I don't really want to explain it in words, I want to explain it in action.
Well, let's bring in Fabio Wardley here. Give us your thoughts, biggest moment of your career. This is it, Saturday night, it's all or nothing.
Yeah, look, massive night coming up on Saturday. Massive for the pair of us on this table, and massive for me at this stage of my career as well. It is obviously the biggest fight of my career, biggest fight of my life coming up, and so far so good for me. Every time I do step up, I rise to the occasion and rise to the challenge, and Saturday's going to be no different.
one word which I keep hearing, which we've heard already today, levels. What do you make of it when you keep hearing that Joseph Parker says it's going to come down to levels?
Yeah, the separation between levels and where Joe is and where people think I am has been a common theme with me throughout my career, to be honest. It's nothing new that I'm hearing. Every time I step up to a new level, it's always, oh, this is the step too far, this is the step too far, until obviously I come through, I win, and then, oh, okay, well, it's the next step, is the step too far. So for me, it's nothing new. I relish the challenge. I look forward to stepping up, proving people wrong, proving doubters wrong, and showing that I am very much at the top level of this division.
Okay, Fabio, Joseph, both of your mics are live. I'm going to speak to the rest of the table, but feel free to chime in at any time. Let's bring in Hall of Fame boxing promoter Frank Warren. And Frank, this is truly a significant moment in the heavyweight division. Give us your thoughts, please, heading into Saturday and what this means.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. What does this fight mean? This is the most significant fight, I think, at the moment in the heavyweight division. It's the best one out there. These two guys have stepped up. Neither of them needed to make this fight. You know, Joe Parker, he's the interim champion. The WBO have already ordered that the Usyk has to defend his belt against him, but he was injured. And Joe said no, he wants to fight anyway. And Fabio, again, he's in a fantastic position, and he only had to wait his time, and he would have got a crack at it. Said no, I want to fight as well. And not only that, I want to fight Joe Parker because it gives me a chance to jump the queue. And you've got to take your hat off to them. They're fighting men. Proper fighting men. And we've got a superb fight here. A brilliant fight. Queensberry and DAZN are bringing another great heavyweight fight to the viewers. And, you know, you look at it and you look at they're talking about levels, and I get that and understand that. And you look at a former champion, world champion Joe Parker, who's on a fabulous run, you know, beating Bacoli, Zhang and Wilder and doing it in style. And then you look at Fabio, who no amateur experience whatsoever, a couple of white-collar fights, but done everything that has been asked of him. He's had 20 fights, he's undefeated, knocked out 18 opponents, and stepped up a level each time. And the one thing he has got going for him is he does have a leveler, and that's his explosive power. I don't care how good you are. If he catches you, you're going to be in trouble. And with Joe, you've got somebody who's been there, done it, and continuing to do it. And you look at the both of them, the superb condition they're in. These guys have trained. They've not left anything, no stone unturned. They're in their best condition, and you're going to get something special on the night. And the prize is there for the winner. The winner gets to fight Mr. Usyk. He gets to fight him for the WBO belt and the other 3 belts. And Mr. Usyk has said that he will take that fight early next year. So that is the prize. It's all or nothing for the winner.
Thank you very much, Frank. So much on the line on Saturday, and it's also a big night for DAZN. Let's bring in Michael Ridout from DAZN, and this is exactly the sort of heavyweight showdown that you guys are becoming known for.
Absolutely, and Queensberry, of course, the home of the heavyweights. Look, thanks, Dev, and thanks, everybody, for coming today. This is an incredible fight. This has all the ingredients of an absolute heavyweight classic. Joseph Parker, Fabio Wardley, interim champ versus interim champ, number 1 versus number 1. Both coming off career high performances, both with so much to lose, but of course, both with so much to gain. As Frank has said, Usyk has already confirmed the winner of this fight is next. They will get their shot at legacy, they will get their shot at history, they will get their shot at becoming the next unified heavyweight champion of the world. And of course, it's all live on DAZN. The prelims kick off at 4:30, the main card kicks off at 6:30, and these men will walk to the ring at around 10 p.m. UK time. Do not miss it, live and exclusive worldwide on DAZN.
Thank you very much, Michael. Brilliant stuff coming up on Saturday. I want to speak to David Higgins from Team Parker. Now, David, you had to take a few shots at the launch press conference from Michael Offo over here, but I'm sure you are very confident it will be your man landing all the big shots on Saturday night. Tell us what you're thinking.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. It's wonderful to be back in London again. It's like a second home for our team, so we're grateful to the promoter Frank Warren for putting a big show on, and all the fans. I'm very confident for Joseph Parker for Saturday. I've never seen him so good, and he's been getting incrementally better fight by fight. That's the scary thing, and really just the whole package now with all that experience. So I think credit to the opposition, and Wardley's got a massive punch. He could knock anyone out on his day, so the fight's not without risk. But I think it'll be our night on Saturday. And the really exciting thing, to emphasise what Frank Warren said, is I have to admit I was a little bit cynical about Usyk's motives a while back. Like, does he want to keep fighting? Does he want to unify? But I was involved in a couple of phone calls that were quite encouraging the other week, which suggests to me that Usyk absolutely does value the unified position and will honour it. And now I'm increasingly confident the winner of this fight will get a shot for the undisputed heavyweight world title, so it's a very exciting eliminator situation.
You've been there since day one with Joseph Parker. You've seen them all come and go. Does Fabio Wardley present anything that Joseph Parker hasn't seen before?
Look, I mean, he's 33, but he's arguably a veteran. If you look around the sport and look at the names on his resume, there'd be few, if any, other boxers now that have the quantity and quality of opposition and have been that many rounds at his age. And so, is there anything that worries me? No. But Wardley's got a massive punch, and if luck's on his side, he could buy a lotto ticket. He might win the fight. So, but no, I think it'll be our night, and then we're going to go straight for Usyk and for the unified title.
Let's bring in Michael Offo from Team Wardley. You've heard from David Higgins there. Have you got your lottery ticket ready for Saturday night?
I don't think we need to be playing the lottery. This fight, Fabio's been dedicated for the past 10 years, been a complete professional, made all the sacrifices needed. So there'll be no luck involved. It'll be from the hard work that he's put in over the time. So yeah, I think Fabio's gonna stop Parker in great fashion.
Fabio said something yesterday on the live stream for the workout, and he said that people are forgetting that I picked this fight. So you would have been part of that decision-making process. Is that because you've seen vulnerabilities in Joseph Parker as a team that you can exploit? Tell us a little bit more about why you've picked Parker.
I think the world has seen vulnerabilities in Parker, not just us. But yeah, for Fabio, it's fighting who is number one and who they claim is the best out there. Fabio always wants to challenge us as a team. We look for challenges. It's a sink or swim mentality, and that's what we have. And I think Fabio's gonna swim, and it's gonna be a good fight whilst it lasts. But Fabio's gonna be too quick, too powerful, too youthful. All this talk of experience, Fabio's just gonna clean the clock with it.
Let's hear from someone who I'm sure will disagree. Spencer Brown, you said, of course, that Fabio dodged a bullet against Justice Hooney. What are you thinking heading into Saturday night, and how confident are you in your man that he can finish what Justice Hooney perhaps looked like he was going to do?
Yeah, I do think he dodged a bullet. A lot wouldn't agree with that, but thought he just took his chance on the night. But he was well behind. But Joe Parker, after speaking to him this week and speaking to Andy Lee and George Lockhart, and I just think he's in the best shape of his life. And I think he's been here, he's done it all before, he's got the maturity, he knows where he went wrong before. I think he's a lot better boxer. I think with George Lockhart's strength and conditioning, Andy Lee's, training regime, that I think he's probably 30-40% better than what he was. He's just a different man. I spoke to Joe this week as well. How's it going, Joe? I'm in the best of form I've ever been in my life. He said, best shape, best form, I'm feeling unbelievable, and I'm going for the win in a big way. So, you cannot underestimate this man on our left. He's got a knockout punch that'll knock a horse out. but he's got to get that punch in, and it's not going to be easy with Joe Parker. Joe Parker, for me, at this very moment in time, under Usyk is the main man, and people talk about levels. I think you'll see levels on Saturday. Thank you.
Spencer, one final one. Do you kind of agree with what David Higgins was saying, that perhaps Fabio Wardley needs to get lucky on Saturday if he's going to win this?
I think that might be an overstatement. You know, he's a great fighter, Fabio Wardley. He's proved time and time again. You know, it's not just luck that he knocks people out and knocks them unconscious. You know, we all see what happened with the Fraser Clark fight, and the first one was a very even fight, and Fabio just steps, you know, he put the gears on in the second, and we saw an horrendous knockout, and he's capable of doing that to anybody. So, but David knows his boxing. He's been around Joe a long time, and I think the whole camp and the whole team are really, really confident.
Let me bring in Fabio Wardley here. Fabio, do you have to win this fight by knockout? Is there another route to victory for you on Saturday?
Yeah, I think it's I don't know, I guess maybe it's done me, I don't know if it's a positive or negative really, that everyone focuses a lot on my power, knocking opponents out. Obviously with my record and stuff, that speaks for itself, and I guess in that case then it draws away from my actual boxing skill, boxing ability. I think anyone with an educated brain within boxing knows it takes more than some muscles and a bit of strength to knock someone out. It takes practice, timing, precision. You've got to work at those things, and all those lead into boxing IQ. So just because my record is littered with highlight reel knockouts, I think people get distracted by that and take away from actually my actual boxing skills, which set up those punches or brought me to those moments. So I guess in that situation it works in my benefit, because if you think I'm going to be running around that ring with my right hand cocked ready to go, then there's a lot more you and the team will need to prepare for.
There's been a lot of talk about the experience disparity between the two of you. Joe Parker fought Fraser Clark back in 2010. You fought him in 2024. It's been quite a difference in terms of that. But is there a flip side, Fabio? Everyone's talking about how experienced he is. But are there maybe miles on the clock? Has he had maybe too many fights, too many rounds? What are you thinking?
Yeah, look, in terms of too many, that's not for me to say. I don't know. That's for him, his team, and whichever. But he has been around the block for a long time. He's got a lot of fights under his record, and by no means is he an old man in the game at all. But he's definitely been in the sport for a long time. Had some heavy fights. It does, look, I've been in a few wars myself, and I know they put miles on the clock, and Joe's done a lot more rounds and been in a lot more of those than me. So there's two sides to that coin of experience of, yeah, okay, you can take the experience into the fight, but you're also taking all the miles in there as well that you built along the way. You can't erase those. You bring them with you. So there's two sides to it. So it depends how you want to look at it, really.
How would you like to look at it, Joseph? The idea of perhaps miles on the clock. You've been doing this for a lot longer than Fabio Wardley has. What is your thought?
Got many miles on the clock. I've got many more to bring. I'm only getting into my prime now. Listen, credit to Woody for taking this fight. It's the wrong time to take this fight, because I'm going to smash him.
That's for you to reply to, Fabio.
I couldn't hear, sorry.
He said he's going to smash you.
That's okay. I'd expect nothing less. Like, I picked, again, I said to you yesterday, I picked him as a fighter because, yes, coming off my last fight, the performance as a whole wasn't the best. That's fine by me, no problem. I've proven before in my career that I can put on the not-so-great performance, come back, learn, not just learn the game, but also learn myself as well, and pick areas that we need to fix and sort out, and then go into another fight and get the win. And this is going to be exactly the same for me, because, look, I wanted someone who was game, who there was no question marks about. I knew my next fight had to be a big one, and that's why we picked Joe. That's why we wanted him. Look, under Usyk, he is the next man, so that's a great scalp for me to take.
He picked this fight. I said yes to every fight, whatever fight it was. So we both want this fight. He believes in himself, but I know I'm going to win this fight.
Again,
Just into
look,
my prime.
I need someone in front of me with self-belief, and look, that's when you see the best out of me. When when the fight gets a bit gritty, when there is a bit of a back and forth, that's when you get the best out of me. When the lights are bright, that's when the best Fabio Wardley turns up.
What about activity, Fabio? Since Joseph Parker boxed Zhilei Zhang, he's had 2 rounds against Martin Bakole. In that same time period, I think you've had 23 rounds. You've learnt a lot, you've come on a lot. Is that going to be a bit of a factor heading into Saturday?
Yeah, look, potentially. We all know, as boxers and as boxing fans, how dangerous ring rust can be. That's not to say that Joe's just been sitting at the couch watching TV and waiting for the phone to ring.
Maybe I have.
But, yeah, look, I think if he had had it his way, he'd have definitely had more fights in that time period, and he would have had more time in the ring and kept more loose and kept more active if he could. But boxing will be boxing. The game is what it is, and sometimes it pushes you to the sidelines a bit. So, yeah, look, ring rust on the night could show up. Who knows? It depends. It depends how active and stuff he's been outside of camp. So that's one to see.
Michael Offo, I think you're trying to catch my attention.
Yeah, I think, you know, the fact of the matter is, we talk about these lottery tickets. AJ had the lottery ticket. Dillian White had the lottery ticket. Joe Joyce had the lottery ticket. We've heard it all before. The facts are, when Fabio gets in the ring, he knocks them out. Doesn't matter how it comes. By the end of the bell, it's Fabio Wardley's raised hands. So anything else, there's no fear from our team. There's no lack of confidence. We believe that Fabio can beat any heavyweight out there. And Parker's just a part of the story.
Thank you for your opinion.
Joseph, how quickly do you expect Fabio Wardley to realise that he's not on your level on Saturday?
Fairly quickly. You'll see. There's no point talking about it. Let's just get to action.
What are you expecting to happen in there? Because Fabio Wardley has learnt a lot in every fight so far. What will he learn on Saturday night?
He's going to learn that it's okay to have a loss. And he's got enough time to climb back.
Look, I know it's okay. I'm just not planning on having it on my record. That's all. I haven't lost to date. I'm not planning on doing it anytime soon. Look, that's not the way Saturday night is going to go. Like, especially at the O2 for me, like a home away from home. That's an extra man in the ring with me. That's an extra buzz. So Saturday night's going to be big.
Do you feel you bring something that he hasn't seen before, Fabio?
Yeah, definitely. Look, I think I bring something that any boxer hasn't seen. It's few and far between that a boxer has come from my background and made it this far in the game, and it's something new. Like, my style is unorthodox. I do different things because I wasn't brought up on the same school of boxing that everyone else was. I took pieces and built it together for myself, and that's created a style which changes, which flows, which looks differently from an opponent across the ring from me. So, yeah, look, it's going to be something different for him to look at. I'm not going to act or react in a certain way. I'm going to keep things fluid.
Joseph, you've heard the name Alexander Usyk here a few times at the press conference. That seems to be the ultimate carrot being dangled. Is it on your mind? Because I've seen you get in the ring and talk to him. I've seen you make music videos. Do you need to knock out Fabio Wardley to send that message?
No, I just want to go out there and do my job on the weekend. I don't really care about who's next. I care about the weekend. I care about Saturday. That's who I care about. This guy in front of me.
OK, let's get a final word. Fabio, give us your final thoughts heading into Saturday night. And in fact, tell Joseph.
Look, Saturday night, 25th of October, O2 Arena. Probably the best boxing venue in the UK. It's special. That cauldron lights up when it's full packed, 20,000 people in there, electric, wall to wall. 2 dramatic fighters in there, but only one winner. Fabio Wardley win, Fabio Wardley knockout.
Final word to yourself, Joseph Parker, defending champion.
Firstly, thanks to my team for being here. Spencer, David, George, Andy, rest of the team. I'm going to smash you.
Let's get them faced off. Thank you very much. keep their world title dreams alive. And the loser, their world title dreams, they will turn to ashes.
I want this more than people realise. I think people underestimate what it's taken to get here. There's not a way it's being taken away from me.
I feel like my level is above what he's going to bring. Fabio Wardley does have a big right hand, but I've seen this before. It's nothing new to me.
Credit to what you've done, and I pose a very different problem.
Fabio Wardley's face when he get punched in.
There you go, done and dusted. Look, it's two fighters that don't say much, but I think we know they deliver when it comes to fight night. Although, I felt Joseph Parker kind of ramped it up a little
He tried,
bit.
didn't he?
Yeah, he tried.
Yeah,
he tried the best he could.
He looks like he's switched on though, and he's locked in and ready to fight. But as does Big Fabio. I mean, people, it's horses for courses, really, isn't it? Really, and people react differently in these situations. The boys seem very polite. They have a lot of respect for each other. You can see Mike Ofo trying to wind something up that doesn't have to be done, by the way. Especially when the two fighters are being so respectful to each other. But yeah, it's a great fight.
It is. I'm very intrigued to see what the face-off is, and I hope that Frank does take a step back and let these two go nose to nose, because I enjoy those. I know you fighters always say it means absolutely nothing, but we fight fans, we love a bit of nose to nose and who looks away first.
I like watching them, but it's, I don't think they mean too much.
Come on, Frank, out the way, Frank. Come on. Here we go. Big boys.
There they are.
Joseph's definitely put on size from when we first saw him. I think when he first came to our attention, maybe the 230, 240. I think he's around the 260 mark now.
I think so. He has put on size, but he looks. I mean,
looks chiseled.
He looks
look at the jaw
as well.
chiseled,
you look at his jaw, and I just noticed that actually when he was sitting on the table. He looks like he's in good shape. Fabio looks a little bit puffy around the eyes for whatever reason. I'm not quite sure, but both guys
maybe didn't get enough kick last night.
Start. Maybe I didn't. I was up at 4:30 this morning, Natty, as well, so that's why.
You'll always look good.
Talking about nonsense.
Nah, you always look good, Carl. It's a good undercard fights as well that we've not mentioned. Ezra Taylor, it's good to see him in action. Remember, it was supposed to take on Lewis Edmondson. He takes on Steve Woodall, who I think is a really great replacement on short notice.
It is on short notice, and it's a good fight. Ezra Taylor's a good fighter as well. I think it was a really smart move to go and link up with Malik Scott.
Yep.
I think considering his style as well, it's a good combination there. And I think that Malik Scott, when you just listen to him, he's a bit like Andy Lee, but the American version, where he's full of wisdom all the time, you know.
Yeah, indeed. Frank Warren's going to join us in a moment. I can see him coming over now. Obviously, loads to talk to Frank about, not just this fight card, but fight cards coming up as well. Remember, next week, Joshua Buatsi versus Zach Parker, and we've just announced that we are going to Germany to 10th of January, Agit Kabayel.
Am I going?
I hope so.
Lovely.
I'm saying I'd like to go with you, Carl. It would be nice to go to Germany as well. But it's good to see Agit Kabayel, because, again, that argument is who is the second or third best is between Joseph Parker and Agit Kabayel.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, look, we don't know what's happened. They're talking about the winner of this getting a fight with Usyk, but there's a
Do you think that happens?
There's a chance that Fury comes in and gets that fight. The winner of this or Kabayel deserve the fight with Usyk more so than anybody else.
Absolutely. Do you think that Fury jumps the queue?
I think he probably
does, isn't
try.
it? Probably does.
Yeah.
Probably does. Come on in, Frank. Come on in.
Frank, get in the middle.
Come in, right in the middle, Frank.
Watch your own trip.
How are you?
How are you, Frank? Good to see you.
Joseph got a little prickly, didn't he, in there? A little prickly towards the end.
Yeah, well, you know, he's a former champion, and I don't know. Fabio respects him, but I get that feeling he doesn't feel that, you know, he's been taken, you know, or be getting the respect he should be getting.
That's what it seems like, actually, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
but that's not the case, because he's a very respectful guy.
Yeah. We were saying it's Joseph Parker, I think all of us agree, is the second behind Usyk. We don't know what Fury's doing at the moment, so I think you'd have Usyk, Joseph Parker, and Fabio. Everyone keeps talking about the white collar scene. Forget that now. This is a top 10 heavyweight, maybe as high as 6 or 7. He's ranked really high.
Well, he's the interim champion.
There you go.
So he's in a bit. It's a number one fighting the number one. That's what it is. So it's a, you know, from that perspective, it's all or nothing.
Do you know something people aren't talking about in Fabio's last fight, Frank, was the fact that there was a late replacement. So
Correct.
Justice Hooney was a different opponent and
Yep.
completely different style
Correct.
to Jarrell Miller, who he was meant to fight. And I think people maybe haven't given him enough credit for that. And it's quite difficult. Me being a boxer, I know how difficult it is to prepare
Sure.
for someone
Yeah.
completely different. He done the job in the end, got the win. Didn't look great while doing it, but he got the job done. And I just think that people are maybe overlooking that as well going into this fight.
It's a very good point, that is, Carl, and it's it is a fact. I mean, it's only a couple of weeks' notice, and when you know yourself, you're training for a certain opponent, and Miller has a certain style. It's a totally different style altogether. Going in with more of a boxer, as he did with Hooney, but like he says, and I'm becoming a bore, keep saying it. You know, a championship fight lasts 36 minutes.
Yeah.
And he says, all I need is 1 second. And he's done that 18 times in 20 fights.
And he's viciously
And
done
done
it as
in
well.
style.
I mean, they're not getting up. These fighters that he's putting down aren't getting up. You could count to 20 seconds. I mean, when he knocks you out, he really does knock you out.
He does. And you talk to a couple of guys, and they say they get hit, they're sort of unorthodox punches.
Yeah.
And I think that's the fact. He has no amateur background, and he's gone in and he's basically learned on the job. But when you look at what he's done, and it is levels, but every level he's stepped up. And the one thing he's got, irrespective of the skills level, the one thing he has got is a leveler. But if he catches you, you're going to go.
And he carries it as well, Frank.
Yeah.
There's some fighters that have power, but it starts to fade in the second half of the fight. He carries it right through, and we've seen that in his last fight.
He's dangerous. I don't see it going the distance. I really don't. I don't see it. I think they said at the first press conference, as soon as that bell goes, they're going to get right down on it, and I think that's what they will do. I don't think there's going to be any feeling each other out.
I think
the bell goes, and you know, Fabio's going to go and need to establish some sort of authority. He's going to have to go and hurt him and make him respect that power. And I think that Joe is, I think what he, we was talking about at the start of this, I think what's happening with Joe, people are being seen to underestimating his power.
Yeah.
You know, his first, I think he knocked out his first 18.
He can hit as well.
Something.
He can hit as well. He can certainly crack. Alexander Usyk and his manager, Igor Kilmes, came out and said, okay, Usyk's now going to stay on for a couple more years, which is good. You want to see the best stay on. Does the winner of this, and it's a tough question, I guess, because Usyk ultimately determines what he wants to do. Does the winner of this get Alexander Usyk?
Yes. He's confirmed it.
That's the big carrot being dangled in front of him.
I mean, and what Fabio's done, he's jumped in. He's fourth in line. The order of the belt, the mandatories. So the next one, the WBO have called for, and that's what this is for, the WBO interim and mandatory challenge. They've called for that. So Joe sees this as a way as bunking in. He's jumping the queue, and that's why he's gone for the fight.
So many big fight cards coming up. I just want to quickly, because I know we've only got you for a couple of minutes. Are we all going to Germany? Is it just you, or are me and Carl invited
as well?
Can Carl's asking if we should get the passport out for the 10th of Jan?
He's Mr. DAZN.
He is Mr. DAZN. But that's a big thing, isn't it? Again, another one of your big heavyweights. It's good to see Agit Kabayel out, because we've been waiting to see what he's going to do as well.
Yeah, well, he's out, and it'll be the start of our venture into Germany. It's a great market. I'll go back, I'm an old geezer, I'll go back to years, going back to when Wilfred Sauerland was promoting there, some great fights, and certainly going back to when Peter Cole, Universal, they had some unbelievably great fighters there. The Klitschko's, both Klitschko's, that's where they learnt their craft as professionals.
It was the place to go, wasn't it?
That's where they were, and we work with all of them regularly. And I'm looking forward to this. I'm really looking forward to it. And Agit's a very, very good fighter.
Yeah,
good guy too, Frank. Nice guy as well.
Yeah, one of the most dangerous heavyweights.
Good guy.
Back to this, Frank, as we wrap up. A couple of really intriguing fighters on the undercard. It's good to see young Mitchell Smith back. We haven't seen him for ages. And not only that, but Ezra Taylor in the light heavyweight division as well. Steve Woodall comes in, last minute replacement. Very good last minute replacement, Steve Woodall.
It is, and it's a good fight. Ezra's a good fighter. It's a shame Lewis was taken out. We've had a massive flu epidemic over here. I'm surprised we haven't lost more of the card. We've been lucky, but Ezra, he stepped up with and that is a good fight. And as you say, Mitchell Smith, he was voted Boxer of the Year by the boxing, and then just fell apart. Not getting beat, he just went off the rails.
I was sparring Mitchell 12 years ago.
He could fight.
That's how long. The kid can really fight.
He could fight.
He's still young. Still young enough.
But he's in with a good fighter, and it's a tough fight. It's a tough fight, but it's a good fight. And we got young Royston.
Yeah, Royston Barney Smith.
We're going to see what he's all about. He again. He's in a real good fight there.
You're not surprised to me very quickly about Mitchell Smith. Obviously, he used to fight as super feather. How he's only fighting at lightweight surprised me, because I saw him and I thought he's coming back as a light heavy. So the fact he's taking this seriously, he's down to lightweight. There's a title on the line for him as well. So let's see what he can do. All right, there you go. Press conference wrapped. We're now 2 sleeps away from something very, very special. The O2 Arena has had so many good heavyweight showdowns. I think we've got a cracker coming your way on Saturday, but before then it is the weigh-ins tomorrow, and then the big boys throw hand live on DAZN. If you're not at the O2 Arena, you know what to do. Just go to DAZN.com/boxing and purchase what will be, I think, the right to fight the man Alexander Usyk. We'll see you tomorrow.
I am the avoided fighter in the heavyweight picture, and I back myself against any fighter out there.
I don't need to be perfect for 12 rounds. I just need to be perfect for that one moment.
I believe people avoid fighting me because I'm dangerous, and I have belief.
There's a lot on the line, there's a lot at stake. And someone's getting knocked out.
So let's get it on.
Knocking on the door for a world title. Incredible stuff. And it just takes one shot.
This is all or nothing.
If you love the fight, you'll love the game.
Bet £10, get £30 in bonuses. Make the move to midnight.
Lotto? What are you playing that for? You know what they say? It could be you.
Well, what makes you so sure?
I don't know. I just have this feeling that...
It could be you.
Yeah, what he said.
Yeah, I know. It could be you.
Big day here at the Olimpico between Lazio and Juventus. Pozzesa fit again and on the score sheet. Tati Castellanos back to Zaccagni. This game had a bit of everything.
Fight Night on DAZN, brought to you by that prize guy.
Don't miss the biggest night in MMA. EFL is more than a fight.
There's all to play for, which is so exciting. These teams have to come in here and give it their all.
Have a real nice tempo. Goes baseline, watch out. Oh, my! Oh, baby! All the way down the runway for a big-time throwdown.
Well, that's a lot of fans out there.
Look at that. The drama keeps continuing, Jenny.
This is just brilliant.